Hello there everyone, it's Shiny Sparky and welcome back to more Battleheart. So last time, it was the beginning, the very first episode. This time we're going to begin by fighting a boss, the Squealing Bog. This stage features the very first boss of the game, and overall it's pretty challenging the first time you actually fight him, but once you get the strategy down, it becomes fairly simple. So what you want to do, the first part is obvious: get your knight up in the front and make him basically provoke the enemy. The enemy will throw random bombs. These things you want to move out of the way. As soon as you see a bomb near one of your characters, move them out of the way. It is important. Very important. Eventually he's going to call for 2 goblins to come aid. And overall, I think that it's nice to take them out. Although I have read online that people say to, strategy is to just leave them alive, and it somehow works out like that. Yeah, so eventually when it starts running, you can't attack him, but then he starts hitting you again, so that's the time when your warrior, or knight, should start provoking again, shielding, using skills. Obviously with the ranger and the wizard, you want to just use all your skills as soon as possible, just keep using them up to do high damage. Oh, I did also forget to mention that this is actually post-commentary. The reason why, and yes, I will mention this right now, the reason why is because this game is really hard. And what I noticed is that when I was playing it with live commentary, I sucked. Because I was getting so distracted because I had to keep talking, and basically not stop talking. That's what Let's Playing is. And it's hard. And if I started to play better, I would talk less because I would concentrate more. Overall, it's a really fast-paced game and very difficult. So it's hard to do a quality live commentary with quality playing. Very difficult. So I decided to just do a post. And I feel that I'm going to be doing this for this entire series. Good news is that it's not a long series, so if you don't like post commentaries, it's not going to be that long of a series. It's really not. Because I'm doing about 4 stages per video. Maybe 3 sometimes. But yeah, this goblin guy is, again, he's pretty difficult the first time. I actually had a big amount of trouble with him. Like, I died a lot in my practice run the first time I was playing it. It was difficult. But you will eventually get the hang of it. Just get your knight out there, and just keep healing him. That's pretty much the main strategy. If he gets bombs, toss him out. Get your ranged attackers to attack the goblins. And keep your warrior, or knight, sorry. Oh, damn it, I keep saying warrior. I should just call them by their names like I said in the last video. Get shepherd to keep attacking the goblin rider, or whatever he's called, the boss. Or there we go, he stopped running. Yeah, so once he stops running, that is your chance. Now, he will target a new character whenever he stops running. So at that point, it's immediate, it's important to immediately move your other character out of the way and get your knight back in there. So yeah, he has a little bit of HP left. I don't know how much, but he doesn't have too much left. I know that for a fact. And again, ranger and wizard, just keep attacking at range with their good skills and you should have it. You really should. Okay, right there was, yeah. Right there I was late on that one, as you can see. You get hit a pretty good amount, you really do. Goblins come again, and it's basically time to destroy the goblins, as you already know. And again, just keep getting those group heals because they really do help. Like, quite a lot. And once he stops running, get shepherd to attack once again. Or, you could also use your paladin if you have one, or... yeah. So he's very close to being dead. Very close. I mean, there's not much else to say about that. Wizard gets a bomb right next to them, and I don't move. Because I'm like, who cares? He's gonna die soon anyways. And my knight died right there. Yep. He died. I was pissed. And it was my fault because I was not paying attention to him. I was not. And the bad thing is that he does not get experience. That's one bad thing about this game. If your characters die, they do not gain experience. Like really. They don't. Oh well. I mean, they did a lot of work. They deserve experience even though they died. And now, you just completely wasted a level for them because now they can't get experience on that level. Oh well. Whatever. So that's an upgrade. Studded leather, that's an upgrade for Oakley. Yeah. So I of course replace it. It basically gives 4 more armor. Very nice. And in the merchant, I end up selling that. 10% extra gold from battles, like the thief. I end up buying that because I figure that in the long run, it's actually very useful to be having that. And I also purchased the Rusty Carver. And then there's that for another 50, so 3 upgrades. 3 upgrades in one sitting. That's crazy. Obviously replace the bow. And then go ahead and give the gloves to Thistle, and then the sword obviously goes to Shepherd. So 3 more damage. I mean, the difference of damage is not huge from one weapon to another, but in the long run it adds up, you know? It really does. Next stage is Chillwind Field. This is a normal stage. The next boss of this stage will not be until, you know, the very end, so whatever. So, this place has some skeletons, sword skeletons, or whatever you call them, I don't know. And I think it will also introduce the bow skeletons. Basically they are ranged attackers, which is very annoying. Yeah, but strategy again, as Shepherd you want to of course attack them, basically, you know, provoke them, get their attention. And you want to move your other characters out of the way. I should have moved them a bit further here, you know, just to space them out, but I didn't. These are the ranged skeletons. They have bows, and the bad thing is that when you attack them, they actually don't get provoked. If a knight attacks them, if Shepherd attacks them, they don't get provoked. The sword ones do, but the bow ones do not, so that's a problem. Sometimes they do attack Shepherd, but usually they don't. And that's when the difficulty of this game improves a bit more. Now we're fighting tougher enemies. So here's some bats and an ogre. Okay. And there's another freaking skeleton there. So the strategy that I use is to take out the ranged skeletons, just use my 2 ranged characters. But for ogres, bats, sword skeletons, I just use Shepherd. Because I feel like it's a much better move to do it like that. So there's a skeleton once again. And yeah, I mean the good news is that they seem to not have too much HP, the ranged skeletons, so that's fine. But again, still pretty difficult, still pretty annoying because of how they fight. They don't get taunted or provoked. So here's some more goblins. I mean, by this point these goblins are pretty weak, right? Pretty pathetic. They really are. It's not like they're powerful. So Thistle and Oakley, at this point I attack everybody with the, yeah. Everybody attacks the goblin, another ranged skeleton up there. And everybody's all together, usually not a good strategy to do, because, you know, AoE skills, I mean, these guys don't have anything, but, you know, it's still better to not do that. Just don't group up your guys. You don't want to do that. So here a bunch of enemies start to appear everywhere. Now another goblin. But I take out the range first. Yeah, so one thing about the, or how should I say it? Okay, well, there are different color schemes for, you know, enemies in the future, which are basically improved versions. Like for example, later on we're going to be fighting some blue goblins, which are essentially enhanced versions of these goblins. And then, you know, we find different ogres or cyclops, whatever you call them, and different skeletons. So yeah, you know, it's bad that they didn't actually use a lot of different types of enemies. Instead, they just switched the color scheme, kind of like, you know, the older Final Fantasy games. Well, actually, even newer ones do that, but like Final Fantasy games, and actually the World of Magic does that too. You know, it's notorious for doing that, where you basically find the same enemies with different color schemes throughout, you know, different areas. So yeah, I mean, a lot of games do that, so I'm not saying it's a very bad thing. It's just, I guess people would say not as creative. But anyways, here Thistle gains a new skill, Blizzard or Time Stop. I prefer Blizzard. Time Stop just, you know, completely stops them, making them useless. Blizzard does constant damage to them while the Blizzard is going on, and it feels like a nice skill. It really does. Plus it slows them down. So here in the Merchant, I basically go through the entire thing to see if I could find something. I do find a Vine Heartwood Staff, which is an upgrade, and another Glove of the Thief. That's interesting. Yeah, but I believe I end up buying this. Yeah, the Heartwood Staff, because it's an upgrade. So that's an improvement of 4 damage, went from 65 to 69, so pretty good. And then, you know, sell this garbage, and that I end up selling the other Glove of the Thief because I feel that I don't actually need it. And then there's this. Now, I want to make a note of something, because I recorded these videos before the commentaries. I ended up giving this thing to Lucille, which, you know, it says all healing received by wearer plus 5%. That's, the way that's written is kind of misleading. It's not saying that your heals get buffed up, it's saying that you get healed more when you get healed, but because Lucille barely gets healed, she heals, she does not get healed, unless she takes a lot of damage, which is really rare. But because she doesn't, it's actually not a good idea to be using that that trinket on her. So just a heads up. If you're going to be doing that, do not do that just because, you know, you could do much better with different trinkets that actually do help out. So yeah, I screwed up on that, but it's fine. It is completely okay. I mean, I'll of course be changing that in the future, giving her something else. But again, because I'm doing post-commentary and I recorded these beforehand, I did not actually know at that time, so that's why. Oh well. Whatever. So, have I actually shown off Blizzard? I don't know. I really don't know. But again, this game, eventually in the long run, it's gonna get, like I said, repetitive. Sometimes pretty boring, but I mean, it's fun. The actual gameplay is fun. It's just that, again, it gets repetitive, and that's why it sometimes feels very time-consuming. Like, you know, the stages sometimes feel very long, each one, even though in reality, each one's only about like 4 to 5 minutes long, which is overall not a long time for a stage. And that's why this game is overall pretty short. I mean, there are 3 massive worlds. Number 1 is Haggerdom, and then Brightstone, and then the, oh god. I forgot the third one, I really did. But the point is, it's a short game. And that's why this entire series, it's not going to be very long. It's really not. I just hope that I'm able to do it, you know? Like, the later parts without dying and wasting too much time. So one here, Thistle, is close to death, which is not good, but, did I catch her? Yes, I did, okay. I wasn't sure because, you know, sometimes I did let my characters die because it was accidental. And I was not watching out. For example, right now, Shepherd is actually pretty low in HP. But yeah, he got healed again. So as you can see, it's still not over. There's still one more wave of enemies. A random bat. Okay. Time to just kill him, you know. There we go. And then the, skeleton. Sword skeleton, whatever. And then another Cyclops joins in. So like I said, difficulty is improving a pretty decent amount, but overall, it's still manageable. You don't have to be grinding right now, although later in the game you do kind of have to grind. I mean, I don't know if you have to, but it's very, very recommended to do that. You will see. It is very recommended to do that. Yep, so what else is there to talk about? Well, I guess I'll talk about the backgrounds of this game, you know, like the landscapes. They do actually use quite a variety of them. For example, right now it feels like we're in an ice cave or something. And that's really nice, and why am I not... Okay, there we go. I wasn't sure why I wasn't attacking with Oakley and Thistle there. Yeah, but there are a lot of landscapes, like, you know, this one feels like an ice cave with freaking bones on the ground, you know, like you see skeletons and stuff, which is kind of scary, but yeah, you know, there are a lot of different ones, and that's what's really nice about it. So I do like that, you know, it's not the same freaking... It's not the same one every time, like what some games do. It's just, you know... It's a bit better, it really is. So I got another Glove of the Thief, and I believe I get nothing else. Yep, it's pretty bad. No new stuff. So I do reach the... let me see. Actually, no, I don't. I'm still level 7 with every character. So it's time for another battle. This time, I'm going to be doing the... oh yeah, this is the arena. The arena is basically... yeah, I should talk about this. The arena, it's an optional place, and there's one in each world, so that means that there are 3 because there are 3 worlds. But it's completely optional, and you don't actually clear that stage. You just go in it, and it's a survival game. You basically have to kill as many enemies as you can. The more you kill, the better the reward you get at the end. So, because it's optional, and not part of the game, not part of the campaign, I'm not going to be doing it here throughout the story mode. I might do it as a post-game bonus video, and then just do all 3 arenas in one video. Although I'm not going to go as far as I can, because I'm just going to show them off pretty much. But yeah. I mean, I think it's a good idea to be showing them, but as a post-game, just not right now, you know, but we'll see. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be fun to watch me do it, at least for a bit, you know? I'm not gonna go really far into it, because by the time I do it post-game, I'm gonna be really high leveled. And the truth is that this first arena, the Haggerdom, will be too easy, so I'm gonna be, you know, killing, I don't know, multi-hundred enemies before I die, which is gonna be crazy. So, yeah, I figured that it is better to just not do that, not do it all the way, you know, just finish it up. No. So what else is there to say about this one? I see this one looks like a gravestone kind of, or gravestone really, graveyard with a random fence there in the back, and yep, some places have like stone on the ground, as you can see on the left side of there, random grass patches. So this background is pretty good, pretty creepy too, but hey, it makes sense, you know, skeletons are coming from the ground, so they're like the undead, you know. Yep, I mean, what else? Man, I'm already running out of things to say. It's only part 2. It is only part 2, and I'm running out of things to say. I mean, at least you're watching it, you know? At least you're watching the past me destroy these damn monsters. Seriously. Again, like I said, it's fun to play it. It really is. It's just that in terms of watching it, it might not be as enjoyable in the long run, because you will be seeing the same freaking thing. At least, you know, there's going to be new enemies, so that's good. But yeah, this entire first world, you know, we just fight pretty much bats and skeletons and goblins. And they're random cyclopses that are like treated as mini-bosses or something. But we will be fighting some much different enemies later on. Much stronger enemies later on. And yeah, so this is actually going to be the final stage for this recording. Because again, I'm going to be keeping these under 20 minutes. Also, the next few ones, I go slightly over 20 just because some of them took a little bit longer. Some stages, so yeah. But again, I'm going to be trying to do four stages per recording. And I actually did do that for most of them. I think I did 3 for one, but for the most part, I have been doing 4 stages for every single video. So it's nice progress because the game is not very long, again. So yeah, that's it for this one. I mean, I'm just going to be going to the merchant and basically buying some upgrades and stuff. There's a pulsing earthstone, another upgrade for her. Ring of regeneration. That's actually very useful for the for Shepherd, and so is the sash. That's for a monk. We don't have that. And crystal rod. That's for Lucille. So the past me decides to buy the sash, and what else? Oh yeah, equip it. The sash is basically a 10% life draining, so every time he attacks, he gains 10% of the damage that he did. It's very nice because it keeps the knight at a very high, well, you know, high HP count. The second thing that I buy is the Ring of Regeneration, which is a constant regain effect, basically like, you know, the skill regain in Final Fantasy. So it just slowly regenerates HP. Having both of those makes it much better, much tankier. So yeah, we're all done here. Thank you for watching. Goodbye everybody, and until next time.